Imagine a world where survival was not guaranteed, where danger lurked behind every tree. 4.7 million years ago, Earth was raw, wild, and untamed. Predators roamed freely, and the first humans had to learn quickly or perish. No weapons, no shelters, just instincts and a will to survive. Their story is one of courage, adaptation, and the beginnings of human intelligence. The landscape was dominated by endless grasslands, thick forests, and flowing rivers. Water sources were both a blessing and a danger, attracting both humans and predators. The air was thick with the scent of wild animals and the ever-present threat of carnivores. Every sunrise meant another challenge, another test of survival. These humans were small, fragile, but incredibly resourceful. Early humans survived in small bands, relying on each other for protection. Their diet consisted of fruits, roots, and occasional small game. Hunting was dangerous, often requiring teamwork and strategy. Gathering food was constant. Hunger could mean death. Water had to be sourced carefully, as predators often waited nearby. Nights brought more fear than daytime. Darkness concealed predators that could strike without warning. Shelter was rudimentary, often just caves or makeshift huts. Safety was temporary. Vigilance was permanent. Every day was a test of patience, skill, and courage. Predators were everywhere, from lions to giant hyenas. Even a single misstep could mean death. One early human band faced a sudden attack while collecting water. Screams echoed through the valley as chaos unfolded. Instinct guided them, but fear was overwhelming. They learned quickly survival depended on unity. Stones, sticks, and teamwork were their only weapons. Predators tested their courage relentlessly. Every encounter sharpened their instincts. Fear became a teacher, and life lessons were written in survival. Humans began to recognize patterns in predator behavior. They learned which areas were safe and which were deadly. Cooperation became the most important survival skill. Parents taught children to hide and observe silently. Eyes, ears, and intuition became sharper than any tool. Shelter placement was strategic, near cliffs or thick bushes. Even the smallest humans learned to fight or flee. Nighttime vigilance led to early sparks of fire usage. Fire brought safety, warmth, and a sense of control. Every innovation increased their chances of survival. Rainstorms, floods, and landslides added to the danger. Disease and injury were deadly in this harsh environment. Predators never rested, nor could humans. Each day brought new tests of endurance. Hunger drove them to explore unknown territories. Curiosity and necessity shaped their intelligence. Tools slowly evolved from sticks to sharpened stones. Every strike was a small victory against the wild. Life was relentless, yet hope persisted. Survival was not about strength alone, but cunning. Bands learned to signal danger using calls and gestures. Communication became vital for group safety. Observation skills saved lives more than brute force. Each band member had a role, from lookout to forager. The first signs of organized survival strategies appeared. Leadership emerged naturally in moments of crisis. Even children contributed, learning the rhythm of survival. Every predator encounter became a lesson for the next generation. They learned to anticipate attacks, to read signs in nature. Fear was transformed into knowledge and preparedness. Nighttime became a period of planning, not only resting. They developed rudimentary hunting strategies to avoid danger. Patience became a survival skill more valuable than strength. Coordination turned into life-saving tactics. The first humans were learners, constantly adapting. Knowledge was survival, and survival was knowledge. Each day sharpened their senses, instincts, and strategies. Every challenge faced was a lesson imprinted in memory. They were small, yet they began to shape their destiny. And this was just the beginning of human resilience. With time, fear was no longer weakness, but wisdom. They discovered that predators feared fire. Flames became their shield, their symbol of control. For the first time, they could drive predators away. This small victory ignited hope within their hearts. Unity gave them courage to face another sunrise. They were fragile, yet determination made them strong. Strategy replaced panic, and courage replaced fear. Every sunrise was no longer dread, but opportunity. Humanity had taken its first step toward dominance. They began to travel farther, searching for new lands. Exploration carried risks but also rewards. They discovered caves that offered safety from storms. They climbed cliffs to escape dangers below. Curiosity became as important as survival itself. Each new discovery expanded their knowledge. They learned to use the environment to their advantage. High ground became their lookout, rivers their lifelines. Slowly, survival became more than chance, it became skill. This was the foundation of humanity's rise. One night, a great predator tested everything they had learned. Its roar shook the valley, echoing like thunder. Panic surged, but they stood their ground. Fire and stones became their only hope. The beast lunged, but the flames forced it back. For hours, predator and humans battled for dominance. At last, the beast retreated into the night. Victory echoed not just in survival, but in unity. This night marked a turning point in their story. Humanity had learned to stand against its fears. From this moment, the wild no longer felt invincible. They were still prey, but they were learning to be hunters. Fear turned into confidence, hesitation into courage. They had proven that unity could overcome strength. Their resilience carried them forward. Their courage lit the path for generations to come. The predators still roamed, but fear had shifted. Now humans had become part of the balance of power. Their story was no longer just survival, but progress. With each challenge, they grew stronger. Life 1,000,000 years ago was a constant battle. Yet in that struggle, humanity was forged. Every hardship carved resilience into their spirit. They learned to adapt, to unite, to fight back. From prey, they were becoming something more. Their story is not just about survival, but evolution. In fire, in tools, in unity, they found strength. In danger, they found courage. In fear, they found wisdom. And in unity, they found survival. These fragile bands of humans lit the spark of our story. They proved that intelligence could outmatch brute force. They turned weakness into innovation. They turned fear into strategy. They turned survival into progress. Against all odds, they endured. Against predators, they persevered. And against nature, they thrived. Their footsteps carved the path we walk today. Their resilience echoes through time. Each fire they lit was a torch for the future. Each battle they fought was a lesson for us all. Each victory, no matter how small, shaped our destiny. These were the first humans, the pioneers of survival. They were fragile yet unbreakable. They were vulnerable yet unstoppable. They were the beginnings of us. And their story is still alive within us today. For without them, we would not be here. This is the legacy of survival, the story of humanity's first triumphs,